everybody, welcome back to SpaceBall. I am your host, GeekSpace founder, editor-in-chief, Danny McGill, and I am here with the GeekSpace sports editor, Robert Howard. You don't get a suffix this week.
No.
I'm taking it away.
That's okay. Everything else has been taken away from me. I don't understand why that couldn't be taken away.
What have you lost? Go ahead and tell me what you've lost, sir.
Fucking 8 games in a row.
I can give you the exact number if you'd like.
It was 8, and then they won yesterday.
The Yankees have gone 3 for 7 in the last 10.
Yep.
Unfortunate for them. So sad.
If they win today, then honestly, funny turn of events, the Red Sox, all 3 of them are tied. Because the Blue Jays already won today. So if the Yankees win, then all 3 of them are tied for a wild card spot.
Yes. And then we have... Look, here's the thing. Do you want to go ahead and get into wild card races? Because I got lots to say.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. But I do want to say really quickly.
Please.
What did I say last week when you were like, oh man, the Blue Jays got a real long way to go? And I was like, they're going to be getting the wild card spot.
I didn't say that they weren't going to get it. I just said they had a long way to go. Which, I mean, look, I knew that they had an easy schedule down the stretch. That's
true.
And they are about to have to still feel that pain a little bit. They got the Rays tomorrow. So, look, it's not over for them. They're in the spot. The Red Sox, on the other hand, are going to have 3 games against my Seattle Mariners. And they will...
but really, though, we're laughing, but the Mariners have weird, funky juju, and I will be completely 100% honest with you. I'll get into my rant later, but the Mariners are very fun to watch, and honestly... if the Blue Jays and the Mariners knocked the Yankees and the Red Sox out of the wild card, that would be a fucking sick wild card game.
I think Toronto hosting the Mariners would be the fucking weirdest wild card, and I'm so into it.
Yeah.
Not just because, first of all, I believe the Blue Jays were my pick to win the World Series. But
no, they were the Padres. You had Padres, Yankees, because I had Blue Jays and
Did I have Yankees?
Last year you had
last year's Blue Jays, yeah.
Because you said it was going to be a rematch, and then the Padres were going to sweep them 4-0.
Yeah, you're right. But I do think that not only is 2 teams I like, but it's 2 teams where I feel like they're almost polar opposites of each other. Where it's Blue Jays have the highest run differential in the MLB, and the Mariners have the lowest.
Yeah,
or not the lowest of any winning team.
Yes, yeah. If they had the lowest and they were in the wild card,
that would be awesome. If they had the lowest, they were getting shelled 50-0.
Oh my gosh, that'd be amazing.
But sorry, the lowest of any team is a winning team. The Mariners, I don't know, their run differential is negative 50 or something. And if they could play the game in Canada, that would be fucking awesome.
Yeah, especially legitimately, especially considering last year they didn't even play their first, they being Vladdy, Bo, and Biggio. They didn't even play their first playoff game in their stadium.
Right, yeah.
I mean, a lot of people, to be fair, any rookie last year never played in there. Well, yeah, no, that's not true. I'm wrong. I was going to say every rookie last year didn't, but I forgot about the wacky, 3-game series that they had for the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
Because, the Indians hosted the Yankees and all this other stuff, so you can blur out, you can beep out Indians.
It's okay. What team? Here's the thing. I think that the Blue Jays have a weird position in their schedule, which is they play one of two teams. A team that's really easy, right? So they've, since coming back, have played the Orioles twice. They played the Tigers, or they're playing against teams who are difficult, but are directly in competition with them. So the Yankees and the Rays and the Athletics, people who are vying for the same wild card spot. So if they win, they add to their win total. But sometimes if they win, they're also knocking an opponent down. Yeah. That's how they were able to climb so quickly. Is just nonstop threshing people who are in front of them in the leaderboards. And yet Seattle, on the other hand, is only scoring like just as many runs as they need to maybe clear a game. And then when they're like,
what they need.
Yeah. And then when they're like, I guess today's like a day we should lose. It's like, okay, let's let the Diamondbacks go 12-3 on us. Fucking why not?
Yeah, man. September baseball. It's always been like, I shouldn't say always, but like 2019. I absolutely, just to be clear when I'm about to say this, I absolutely count 2020 as a baseball year. I'm not one of those people who's like, oh, it's fuck Little League or like whatever.
But it had a different postseason structure.
For sure. September baseball, at least in 2018 and 2019, in 2017, the Yankees, if I recall, were handedly ahead either in the division in 2019 or in 2018. They had a large lead in the wild card.
I think you're right, yeah.
For every other team, it's always like, like a crapshoot as far as that. And it is fun and it's exciting. It's also stressful as all hell because with baseball, you're always like, oh, we have some series that we can go through. There's a series of 5, series of 7. With a wild card game, it's you one and done. And I'm like, I get it. I absolutely, I'm absolutely okay with it. But it's one of those things where like this year, especially, I mean, we got 2 or 3 weeks left right now. And as of right now, we have 3 AL East. I think that the Yankees lose either tiebreaker. I'm pretty certain because they just haven't. If I recall correctly, I think they have a losing record against both the Red Sox and the Blue Jays. So I think that a tiebreaker doesn't matter.
But if I'm remembering correctly, don't the Red Sox and the Yankees have another series together before?
Yeah, in Fenway. I think it's a 4-game.
So here's what I heard floated online, and I think this is possibly the best possible solution. Ready? Toronto takes number 1 wild card spot. Yankees and Boston end up splitting the series so that their win-loss record is even against each other. Then we get a 1-game tiebreaker for Yankees versus Boston, and the winner of that has to go play the Blue Jays in Canada.
I mean,
that would be fun.
I would prefer the Yankees to just win the pennant, but I mean, if whatever.
But you want the Yankees to win. I want the drama, Bob.
Yeah, I mean, of course, and that's fine. If you want to give me a heart attack, that's totally okay with you. That's fine. But it would realistically, yes, it would be very fun. Especially like the thing about it is that the Yankees often find themselves, whether because they're the most marketable team or because, whatever, they always find themselves in these types of games. You know what I mean? Like, so here's something that I can say. And like, of course, it's just because Manfred is like, who's our most successful franchise? The Yankees. Let's just put them in whatever famous game we have. Who the fuck was in the Little League game? I know the Angels were. Who the fuck was the other team?
In the Little League game?
Yeah, exactly. There was literally a Little League game that was played in front of Little Leaguers and everything. Was it the Blue Jays? Was it the Angels and the Blue Jays?
Yeah, I think that was actually the week that I was there, but it was a different game.
Because like that, for me, that's one of those things where I had to just remind you of that game. If I say Field of Dreams game, you know exactly what the two teams were. It's like,
yeah, the Little League Classic. Yep, it was. It was Angels and the Guardians. I had to think for a second.
Like,
Yeah.
That's not a knock on any Guardians fans. That's not a knock on any. We're being proactive here at Geek Space, everybody.
Yes.
It's not a knock on Guardians.
Proactive here at Geek Space.
That's not a knock on the Angels. It's just the fact of the matter is that would be massive for baseball because honestly, who are the two biggest markets in baseball?
I mean,
aside from like.
Well, it's probably,
Dodgers and Yankees, but other than that, probably the Red Sox would be right after it. Maybe the Giants.
I was just gonna say, I think the Field of Dreams game is kind of set in stone, right? Because it's the storyline of the movie is the White Sox versus the Yankees. But
yeah. Well, next year it's Cardinals Cubs, but yes.
Are they gonna do it again?
Yeah, they're doing it again. It's Cardinals Cubs next year. Which is kind of funny to me because the Cubs just traded all of their pieces.
Yeah, that seems like a waste.
All their players, and then Nolan Arenado. I mean, next year will be Yachty's last season because he said so. Yeah. So I mean, maybe that'll be a way.
Well, I more meant that the White Sox being the movies based around Shoeless Joe Jackson.
Yeah.
That more is like, well, that sort of matchup makes sense. Now, I mean, yes, it is marketable, and the Yankees are a huge team, but that's. Like the same way that
authentic.
The Angels weren't the biggest team in baseball when they made the movie Angels in the Outfield. But if they didn't, for some reason, Angels in the Outfield themed game, the Angels would be playing it.
Yes. I feel like if Manfred had his way, it would be the Angels and the Yankees. But
when are we getting a major league theme?
I was just gonna fucking say it. Oh my god! I'm sorry for everybody who. Please, the audio clipped real hard. I was just gonna say that though.
And the follow up in my head was when are we getting a Moneyball themed game? When are we getting a game based on real life, based on a movie?
Oh my gosh, that'd be amazing.
They just played the soundtrack over the game.
All I had in my head was just Wild Thing, and then I was just like, oh fuck yeah. No, man, I think that, yes, I'm not necessarily saying that, that's the case.
You're right, though. What I'm
on the money more so about, at least I feel, is that the Red Sox Yankees doing a game, like a tiebreaker, and then whoever wins goes and plays the Blue Jays. That would be huge as well for baseball in general. Tiebreakers are often fun. What is it? It's 163. Game 163 is what they hype it up as. But no, man, I think I'm cool with the excitement. I just is there anything else that you wanted to talk about?
Well, I was just gonna say, I think you're right that even in the X-Lace the Blue Jays, the wild card scenario that every fucking TV advertising exec wanted was Yankees versus Red Sox. Because it's. In my mind, and I mean, look, speaking outsider looking in, it is still a rivalry for sure. I don't think it's as cool of a rivalry as it was 20 years ago when people were fighting each other. That's if it was still
and there was a curse looming over their heads as well.
Pre 2004, But if it was still
what happened in 2004?
9. What are
I thought you were
I almost said it. I was like, I don't know. Is that what ended the Yankees' reign?
What? 2004 was canceled, dude.
Yeah. Giuliani signed a secret deal to give the World Series to the Red Sox. In exchange for the Biden papers.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say I just think that I mean, look, the Yankees right now, the Yankees roster, are just nice. They're nice people. I mean, I guess
Aaron Judge, Anthony Rizzo, Joey Gallo.
Yeah, they're not it's not like the era of just I mean, not that Derek Jeter was unlikable or anything, but
Roger Clemens was unlikable.
The Roger Clemens and sort of the larger and don't forget Jose Canseco. But the larger
Evil Empire.
The larger I guess the stone-faced Yankees stoicism kind of thing is over now, and the or less so than it used to be.
It's akin to, I would say, what the Patriots were before Tom Brady went to Tampa Bay. Like, it was just like a consistent of just like, okay, I roll, they win again, like that kind of a thing. Right, because the Yankees from that stretch went to 6 World Series and won 4 of them. So like at that point, it's one of those things where, when it comes to the Yankees in general, I can understand that completely. I think that like Derek Jeter is just a quiet dude who like was like whatever. Scott Brocious, Chuck Knobloch. I mean, Chuck Knobloch's a piece of shit nowadays, but I think he got a DUI recently. But there's a lot of them that were just like, they were like, that's like Major League. That was the point of like Major League in that regard too. Is like the Yankees were the big bad team, but I don't think they called them. I think they did. Never mind. I think they called them the Yankees. But either way, that's why there's like.
Say though, I think that like, and on the flip side though, Boston, I don't think is the like rambunctious fire starters that they used to be either.
The scrappy underdogs
or even like that they're not the team with attitude anymore. Like there's still some guys on there who have personalities, but I mean, if you transplanted the Padres roster to Boston, I'd be like, that could be interesting because those guys are all attitude. It's a lot of hotheads and like people like that. That's not what the Boston Red Sox are now anymore. The Yankees are incredibly polite. So it's like that game would be cool from a it's the Yankees and Red Sox perspective, but like nobody's gonna throw fucking hands,
Yeah.
Whatever.
What's funny to me is that like the Yankees are like just like, I remember in 2018 when Joe Kelly threw at Austin Taylor.
I was about to say, bring Joe Kelly back. Then we got a fucking game.
And then Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge, like 2 6'8" motherfuckers, are just like moving the entire pile with just those two, and they're like, hey, everybody chill the fuck out. And now I'm just thinking like Joey Gallo's big ass is just gonna be there too. But I'm definitely there. Like the thing is the mystique, and it's hilarious to me because tying it semi to wrestling, back in 2011 CM Punk had a promo that went viral, and then it got him like huge, like huge fan superstardom and all that. And one of the things that he said is John Cena, a native born from West Newbury, Massachusetts, huge Boston Red Sox, Celtics, what have you fan. He said to him, like, you are no longer the underdog. You're the 15-time, 16, 14-time world champion, John Cena. Hey, everybody, the champ is here. Like, you are no longer an underdog in this scenario, much like your Boston Red Sox. Like, you're a dynasty. Like, you are the New York Yankees. And it's funny to me. I always love that line because, like, as a Yankees fan, he's not wrong. Like, they won in 2004, 2008, like 2013, and then in 2018 as well. So like at that point, it's one of those things where like within the span of the last 10 years, 20 years, like either or, take your pick. Like the Red Sox have won more than the Yankees have. The Yankees have won 1, and then that's about it. Well, no, yeah, that's right. I was just going to correct myself, but it is 2021. And I just elbowed my desk and everything shook. It's just like there's nothing really interesting, and plus like fucking Aaron Judge is playing catch with kids in the outfield, and like everybody's being like DJ LeMahieu is just a very quiet dude who's like nodding his head and shit. Nobody's a fire starter around there, and that kind of. And did you have anything else on the topic?
No, I mean I was gonna say I think that actually, I mean, executives don't see it because they suck. But like, I think you can market a Toronto New York game. Yeah, I think you could market a Seattle New York game better than you could probably market a Boston New York game this year. Like, I mean, I think Seattle New York would be crazy. That'd be like a long time rematch. Yeah. I think Toronto versus kind of anybody would be like, just like, hey, look at this team just shelled Orioles this morning with 22 runs. Like, you know, with a guy who's going for the Triple Crown,
who is now tied for that with Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah,
home runs, I should say.
Yeah. It's I don't know. I just think I think it's the idea of the Red Sox Yankees rivalry is still there, but it also, I think, exists bigger in the minds of people with a limited imagination on what is interesting to baseball fans.
Yes, exactly. And I think I agree with that. Speaking of fire, I'm the Aaron Boone experiment is done for me, and I literally don't want him anywhere near the Yankees.
The anymore. Aaron Boone experiment.
Like the fact of the matter is, this guy has been handed technically three, with so much talent, and yet he continues to just mismanage everything or overmanage everything. Like, why is Giancarlo Stanton, the dude who was hitting a home run daily within their 13 game winning streak, why the fuck do you have him sitting?
Yeah.
Why is Luke Voit due to one player of the week that they swept the Red Sox, and also the who was that for the Red Sox? And the Braves, as well as the I think it was the it might not have been the O's, but it was the Twins. How are you sitting this guy who very clearly, like, when Rizzo came in, it was like, yes, of course, Anthony Rizzo is like, the dude is first in literally every single defensive category that there is for first baseman. Like, there's no question that you're starting him. Why are you not DHing Voit, and why are you not just starting Stanton in the outfield? He has very clearly shown that he is able to do so. Not only that, the management of the bullpen has been absolutely atrocious. Even before, like with the Field of Dreams game, why the fuck did you have Zach Britton come out and close that game when he has very clearly said that he didn't want to play? Now he's on the IL, or now he's done for the rest of the season, and he had Tommy John surgery. Like, why have you continued to just throw Chapman out there, just fingers crossed that he will just figure it out? Granted, last night he did. He had like a 10-pitch, 11-pitch inning, or actually I think it was 14, but whatever. He had a 14-pitch inning where he allowed one hit and then got 3 outs, and they won the game. Why is it that you are putting Andrew batting practice Heaney at like either starting or like as a long reliever? Like, sure, the Yankees have injuries in the bullpen. Sure, fine, whatever. Andrew Heaney is literally the worst. Like, everybody was going nuts about Cashman, like trading for like Rizzo and Gallo, and rightfully so. I was one of those people too. Also, Joey Gallo's not doing fucking great either, but like, at that point you just kind of have to let it go.
Yeah.
But for me, my biggest thing is just that, like, Andrew Heaney should have been DFA'd after I saw he had a 7-pitch 2-hit inning, or excuse me, 7-pitch 2-hit game against the Red Sox when they swept them. Did I say 7-pitch? 7 innings pitch is what I mean to say.
Yes. Okay. I was like,
yeah.
Damn.
I was like, 7 pitch doesn't make any fucking sense. But like, I'm fired up. Heaney in general, like, he used to be one of the Angels' top prospects. We got him, and we needed him because we had Garrett Cole on the COVID IL. We had Montgomery on the COVID IL. We had Nestor Cortez on the COVID IL. We had a lot of people that we just needed to just fucking throw innings out there, and that was fine. That was fine now. He's literally putting them in games against the Orioles, against the Blue Jays, games that shouldn't have even been lost, and just letting up home runs. And I don't understand the trust that Aaron Boone has with this. Some people have had the theory that maybe he's doing this because Cashman traded and he just wanted to prove a point. But like, my guy, what are you doing here? Like, you were literally, there was a 7-game skid that you had, 8-game skid that you had. Like, you literally hadn't won a game. Actually, yeah, it was 7 games. You literally hadn't won a game since last Friday before yet last night. Like, I fail to see where we're going here in that you see this guy like I saw a stat earlier. It said the from the affiliates of baseball teams, here are the records combined for all affiliates for the baseball teams.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay was number 1. Can you guess who number 2 and 3 were?
Of all minor league affiliates?
It's a very simple, like we were just talking about them.
I feel like if this is the same chart
saw. High A, double A, triple A.
If this is the same chart I saw, it might be a different thing. I believe the Mariners were ranked somewhere in the top 5. No?
Top 5 maybe, but I'm just referring to 2 and 3.
Blue Jays? Nope. I think
number 2 is the Yankees and number 3 is the Red Sox.
Is it really?
Yeah, it is.
I'm so surprised the Red Sox has such a good farm system after Dombrowski kind of destroyed it.
Yeah. I can definitely understand that. But for me,
anyway, continue.
The farm systems are good. Why do you not use them? Like I get that there's a difference between AAA and AA and MLB. I get that. Nobody's going to pull somebody from AA and then pull them just from AA to MLB. That's fine. But like Luis Gil, excuse me. He had a 5-inning scoreless stretch with the Yankee, 10-inning actually, I believe. He played 2 games against the Red Sox and I believe against the Twins. Could be wrong. Mm-hmm. Maybe it was against the Braves. Either way.
Two very different teams. Hold on, 2 very different teams. If you go 5 scoreless innings against the Twins, very different than going 5 scoreless innings against the Braves.
Yeah. I agree. I'm not saying that isn't the case.
Yeah,
but just for me, man, like I don't understand where the disconnect is, and it's not just Aaron Boone, but the fact of the matter is when Hal Steinbrenner is like, well, the guys, the players got to step it up, and it's like. The player, like when you put the players in a situation where you put like Andrew Heaney in or Zach Britton, who is struggling incredibly, like guys like that. And then you also like have this weird, like, I understand that guys need rest, right? You look at other people's lineups. How many times have those I swear the Yankees must have changed their lineups more so than anybody else. And a lot of people I've seen have been like, oh, well, I mean, they're thinking like, oh, well, Boone's probably having PTSD from 2019 season. And it's like, yeah, sure, I get that. But like, just bringing out these fucking weird lineups that are just like, why is Stanton sitting? Why is Luke Voigt sitting? Mm-hmm. Like, this is our Death Star lineup, and you are literally sitting there and not sending them out. Like, Derek Jeter had a line in his Hall of Fame speech where he said, to my doctors, like, I'm sorry, but I'm sorry for always putting you through that, but like, I needed to play every single day or something along those lines. And it's like, yeah, like I'm not saying that like, if you're hurt, you should be playing because you obviously shouldn't be. But like, I have, there's been spurts where I've been positive about Aaron Boone, but like, man, when I watch Aaron Boone let Gary Sanchez play on Friday, I don't know if you saw that, but it was dog shit. How is it that Aaron Boone isn't saying a word to his players? He didn't say shit to him. He didn't reprimand or not even reprimand. I don't even want you to necessarily reprimand, but like he's just sitting there and not like they even talked about it on the Yes broadcast. They were just like, He's not like saying anything to him, and then they end up just losing 10-2, and it's like, I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Here's maybe something, and it's something I've noticed with Girardi in sort of a different fashion. I think that, and I feel like the Yankees in some way, given that Girardi came through there as well, breed this mentality a little bit. I think a lot of it is also that they're hiring to this mentality. That to manage, you have to overmanage. Like
I can understand that.
Sometimes I look at a lineup with both with Boone and with Girardi, where you look at it and you're just like, you're trying to pull a fast one, but I don't know who you're trying to pull it on. Like where you're like, why are you starting? I mean, like, oh fuck, what was the one that it was like there was a game where we subbed in, we did like a double swap, and we were like, we're gonna put JT in the infield, and I was like, what the absolute fuck? Why would you do that? And like we took out this was last year. Like we took out Rhys Hoskins and put in JT at first instead of taking out Andrew Knapp and putting JT in for the last 2 innings at catcher. I was like, it was one of those things where it's like, and Joe Girardi got flack for this when he was on, what did he, like, he said something about like, he's not going to be releasing his rosters until like the day of the game. Cause he's like, I don't want people to know what I'm doing. And it's like, but it's this idea that like, well, to be a successful manager, I've got to be keeping everybody on their toes. It's all mind games. I've got to overmanage this whole game. Whereas like, I'm not saying he's a phenomenal manager in his career sense, but he is the reigning champion manager. Dave Roberts has the most predictable lineup every night. Hey, there's maybe one or two guys that change. Like, and you know what? They fucking win. Because he's like, hey, these guys are all-stars. I'm going to fucking play them.
Yeah.
I think that there is a tendency to like, especially for people who've gone through the Yankees, or I would say gone through East Coast ball clubs in general, to be like sort of, I can't show you what I got until I pull it out. And then you pull it out and you're like, that's not a cool surprise. That was just a bad move. That was a fumble, if anything.
The overmanaging thing is definitely key here, because 2018, the Yankees pitching staff was Luis Severino, Sonny Gray, Lance Lynn, and I'm forgetting, I was saying those three being named right there is already huge as it is.
Yeah.
Sonny Gray was dog shit, and that's because Larry Rothschild sucked ass. And I'm like, when I saw that the Padres released him, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I see what's going on.
Look at who's been killing it. Benny Snell. Or not Blake Snell. Benny Snell. I keep doing this. Football's
Did you
back.
see that he left the game today with tightness in his leg?
Yeah. But Blake Snell's been killing it since Rothschild left.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing, is that like the Yankees will be like they that's how I feel like they must have seen Heaney, is they were like, oh, this dude that has like a 5.69 ERA and like has like lets up a lot of home runs. Like, well, and again, just to be clear, the ERA when it comes to a trade deadline and anything like that, it's bullshit. It doesn't matter until they're actually with that team and they're able to have some difference at that point. But when you throw Heaney out there and they say that of the 18 innings that he's pitched, he has let up 12 home runs, that is unacceptable. Mm-hmm. That is DFA. Brad Hand got DFA'd from the Blue Jays, and the Mets have picked him up, and now he's doing fine. Like, sometimes, like you had said, sometimes teams just don't work.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just don't work for that player, and that's okay. But for me, the Yankees are like, we will bang our heads against the wall and just be as stubborn as possible, and this will work.
And if you don't mind me saying, again, outsider looking in, you're a Yankees fan. There is a there is a little bit of like, why do they think this is necessary?
Yeah.
Thought to me, like, okay. Like, for example, if you're the Oakland A's and you're like, we picked up these guys that we're developing because they got tossed by another team, but we see something there, and you want to keep that, like there's an exact special situation we need this guy in. We're gonna pitch him for these next two batters, and then we're taking him out because we literally just hired him for this exact situation, and then we're actually gonna pull this guy up who you've never heard of. Like, yes, that makes sense because that's how you built your entire roster. The Yankees are a roster of fucking giants. They are a roster of almost all current or former all-stars. You don't need to play fucking, Cajun bingo with them. You just put them on the fucking field, dude. Like,
Cajun bingo.
You don't need to do 3-card Monty. You don't need to shuffle them around all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Just let them play. Fuck.
I completely agree. And my thing is that, like,
I'm tearing up over here. I'm actually pissed for you. This is so fucking stupid.
The thing about baseball is that, like, nowadays it's analytics shit as well. And, like, don't get me wrong, analytics absolutely have their place in baseball. I'm not sitting here and I'm saying that they don't have their place. They
Bill James is
do.
right.
They tell it was annoying me. I had to fix it.
Sure.
They tell they tell a story.
Yeah.
And the fact of the matter is, they are essential to baseball. However, what really irks me is that, and I remember Michael Kay saying this last year, and it's very old man yelling at cloud of him.
Sure.
But it was like, there's a piece of paper that says, oh, we should sit this guy. And it's like, or we should sit this guy on this day. And it's like, I don't disagree with the mentality of like, that's fucking stupid. I don't, what I disagree with is that we will never have another guy like Cal Ripken, the Iron Man. Never. I'm not saying that like we should at any point, but what I am saying is that when it comes to this in particular, when you have 2 weeks left, send out your best lineup.
Yeah.
Send out your best lineup. Especially if you're in the thick of a wild card race. If you're trying to be experimental, that's what happened. That's what you try and do in the middle of the season, or what you try and do when you are like 10 games ahead in baseball. Like maybe even 20. Like, I don't know. I don't necessarily risk that shit. But
I just feel like also maybe this is a front office versus clubhouse disconnect. Boone is playing. Not that Boone is, looking through a fucking kaleidoscope while taking acid levels of experimental. Like he's not all over the place. Like, actually, our fucking catcher is pitching now. Like he's not crazy. Yes. But it does seem like he is playing more. Like I say, he's playing experimental with a roster that is a traditional roster. Like.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to be the experimental manager, okay, then have your front office hire experimental guys. Like, have your front office look for dudes who are weird, like, utility players or who are, like two batter fucking relievers. Go do that. But, like, if you're the fucking New York Yankees right now in the year 2021, your roster is dudes who are jacked, and you should play that.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that's what's so funny. And really quickly, a side note, Trevor May can suck it.
Okay.
He was talking shit about Yankee Stadium and short porch, yada yada. Sure. I get it. Short porch is short. That's the fucking point of the name for it.
And Yankee outfielder tall.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's pretty good. But what's so funny to me is I saw that before the Mets Yankee series started, he said, and I knew I had to get this out, but he said that the Yankees are just a bunch of big dudes that just play in Yankee Stadium, and they hit home runs into like the right field, like short porch, and that's it. And then last night, Aaron Judge just hit a fucking bomb off his ass, and it was like 415 foot or whatever,
right?
Like dead center. And I was just like, yeah, fuck you, Trevor May. It was awesome.
But also, like, I feel like I think Trevor May is being a little bit dismissive, but even if that was your point, that's his fucking strategy. Like,
yeah,
like that's like saying like, oh yeah, dude, did you know that the Blue Jays have, I actually don't know what the dimensions of the Sky Dome are, but if the Blue Jays had a left field that was, 10 feet shorter, would you not?
Fenway.
Yeah.
Fenway's got like 295, yeah.
Yeah, would you not consider maybe getting a few more guys who hook it left?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Why the fuck not? Like,
yeah.
That's, you'd be like, yeah, well, that's so stereotypical of the Yankees. It's like, yeah, it's stereotypical of getting guys who mash in your fucking stadium. It's where you play half your games, dude.
Yeah,
why the fuck wouldn't you do that?
It was just goofy to me. And realistically, like my thing is, it's either like, and I hate the like 3 true outcomes of just strikeout, home run, or walk. Like, I don't necessarily like vibe with that. But in this case, and looking at this lineup, yeah, Joey Gallo, fucking Anthony Rizzo, Giancarlo Stanton, Aaron Judge, Gary Sanchez. That's 5 players right there that already are known for the long ball. Is Gary Sanchez going to still start? No idea. But that being said, it's just one of those things that like I like, for instance, the Toronto game where they put in Andrew Heaney.
Sure.
For myself. And anytime you put in Andrew Heaney nowadays, it's a white flag. It's like, all right, the game's over with. Everybody's fucking leaving the stadium. Honestly. Like, that's literally what has happened. And for me, what's amazing is that if he hadn't put Andrew Heaney in that Toronto Blue Jays game, the Yankees would have tied it in the 9th. It was 4-4 if you don't count the 2 home runs that Andrew Heaney let up. And regardless, that's like hypothetical, if wishes were fishes, whatever.
Right.
But my whole thing is that when it comes to that in general, John Boy actually said it best when he was just like, a dumb person, literally an idiot, could have seen exactly what happened coming. Like, could have seen that a mile away, and yet you still let him in. And the excuse that we get is like, oh, well, he had to, like we're kind of like, the bullpen's kind of like tapped as it is, so we just have to use him. And it's like, but you don't. Like, you can just pull guys up, you can DFA this guy, and you can pull guys up from AAA and just say, hey, we're going to throw these guys in. You did it with Elder Abreu. Just fucking do it with other people and stop sending out garbage players. Like, it's that simple. Like, the over management is just, everybody wants to catch up to the Rays as far as like baseball is, Rays and the Dodgers. And like, you don't need to. Like, you can just play your game of baseball.
Yes.
And yeah, that's pretty much everything I wanted to say, but that's me. That's what I've been thinking.
And that's me.
This
is real. This is me. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be now. And that is one game behind the wild card. So I guess I want to talk a little bit, for like 2 seconds, about the National League wild card.
Yeah. You don't have to do 2 seconds. We just did fucking like
No, it's fine. I really don't have that much to say, except Cincinnati and San Diego are both like determined to not get that wild card spot.
Yeah.
It really looked like, oh man, like Cincinnati is the insurgent and they're going to come take San Diego down while San Diego's hitting all these hard teams down a stretch. Both teams have gone 4-6 in the last 10. Yep. They are at this very moment tied with the exact same win percentage. Technically Cincinnati has one more win
But they have the same.
But they have the same percentage because it's so decimal. Like it's silly.
74 and 68 for the Padres and 75 and 69. Nice for the Reds.
Yes. Hopefully the Reds never lose again. But I mean, it's like because so I went to a Padres game last night. I saw the Padres lose, unfortunately, at Dodger Stadium. The whole time, everybody's like, let's check out the Cincinnati game. They're it could be real trouble for us. Cincinnati fucking borks it against the Cardinals. Like,
shout out to Madden.
Yeah, it's like it is just one of those things where I feel like it's like a guy who gets injured and then somebody else goes, yeah, I can do that too, and then he shoots himself in the foot. Like,
oh, you think you're better than me? All right, Here we go.
Oh, I can lose too. All right, like to the point that, and like St. Louis now, because they creamed the fucking. I guess they didn't cream them that bad, but like they beat Cincinnati. They're one game behind now. Yep. Where the fuck did these guys come from? Like,
I mean, what's so funny to me is at the beginning of the season, I feel like I thought that St. Louis was going to be winning the division.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Nolan Arenado.
I think that was actually like a pretty not like it's not a hot take. Like that was people going like, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just like, and then like after that's like the Phillies are 2.5 back from the wild card, and I'm like, we should just have the fucking division. The fact that we don't have the division is fucking dumb. We are tossed. We just lost a series to the Rockies, like handily, like badly.
Yeah,
and like
Trevor Story, man.
The Braves are going up against teams that actually matter. Anyway, but
that's true. I don't disagree with you. That's absolutely true. It's well, okay. The Marlins don't matter, but other than that,
well, yeah. Well, I mean, like down the
because like last week, didn't Jock Peterson walk off the Dodgers, or was that somebody else?
I think it was Jock Peterson. Because I found it very funny. I mean, I guess Braves have mostly. In the last two, it's been Rockies, Nationals, Marlins, and they're about to hit the Rockies again. But prior to that, they were Yankees and then Giants and then Dodgers. Back to back to back.
Yep.
And it's like, who the fuck? Who are the Phillies playing that we can't fucking gain any ground on them? It's like just silly. It's fucking dumb. And then... Yeah, so but somehow Philadelphia also again 2.5 games back from the wild card. Like the Dodgers are 16 games up on the next wild card spot. That is stupid funny. Like that's so silly. Like they should just make a separate division by that point. Like just let them play. Who gives a fuck about the wild card?
What's so crazy to me, and again, this year, like if Gabe Kapler doesn't get manager of the year, I'm gonna fucking fly to commissioner's office and just fucking punch him in the mouth. It's not him. He isn't the only one who chooses it. All of the teams choose it.
Yeah.
But like at this point, all the other executive decisions.
I'm gonna go punch Goodell in the mouth. Oh wait, wrong guy. I'm gonna go.
Well, I mean, it's cool. I'm down.
Okay,
I'm down.
Yeah, and then Milwaukee, they're good.
Yeah, Milwaukee's really good. They just had a no-hitter last night.
Yeah, they're solid. They're chugging along. Atlanta is built on a pillar of sand, but somehow they continue to impress. I don't know if I even say impress. They continue to be in the worst division in baseball, maybe. Yep.
I would argue.
Please.
The AL Central is the worst division in baseball.
They might be now. Now,
because the only team with a winning record is the Chicago White Sox.
Post trade, I would say you're right.
Kind of surprised that the Guardians didn't trade Jose Ramirez.
Who knows, man?
Yeah.
Anyway, fuck baseball. This shit sucks.
Yeah.
I guess talk a bit about something. You mentioned stuff at the top.
Do you not?
I forget what it was. Oh,
this is how I win.
Hall of Fame?
No, this is how I win.
Did you not want to talk at all about the Hall of Fame?
We can talk about it briefly if you'd like.
Yeah, I want to talk about it.
Yeah, Derek Jeter.
Yeah, talk
favorite
to me
player
about,
of all time.
You're good. Talk to me about Derek Jeter.
So
who's
whisper sweet Derek Jeters into my ear.
Now, who is Derek Jeter? Some people at home may not know.
Derek Jeter, Yankee shortstop, bats right, throws right. He got inducted to the Hall of Fame this past week, and it was a very nice ceremony, along with it's Jeff Fisher, right? Am I an asshole? No, Jeff Fisher's the fucking coach. He's the coach.
Jeff. Fuck me.
Oh my god. I'm like dying because he rules, and he played for the Rockies, and he's very cool. Hold on.
I'm trying to find this fucking.
Oh god. Oh, it's blinding. Jesus. Larry Walker. Jesus Christ. Ted Simmons and Marvin Miller also got inducted, but I actually don't recall seeing them there. But either way, Larry Walker also got inducted to the Hall of Fame. Larry Walker's speech was actually fucking awesome and hilarious.
Yeah.
That dude ruled. I died at he ran past, or he ran first, didn't check to see where the ball was going, and then ran past second and ran towards third, and then they said, "Oh, you got to get back." So he ran back to first, and he said he was out like by a mile. And he said, "I had some choice words for the official," and then my first base coach grabbed me by the arm, and he was just like, "Larry, you're out." And then I had some choice words for him as well. And I, as a young kid, I couldn't fathom that getting back to first base wasn't me running through the diamond, or through the pitcher's mound to get back to it. And I was like, that was fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm very happy for Larry Walker because this was his last. Well, technically it was last year, but it was his last year being on the Hall of Fame ballot. Which, like, I don't fucking get that. I think that's so stupid. But whatever.
You don't get how he made it that far, or just like there's a limit.
There's a limit.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that baseball handicaps itself so many times, and like this in particular, it's like I don't understand why people aren't all about giving people their flowers. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like we discussed that like MVPs more or less will end up in the Hall of Fame. There's more MVPs that will end up in the Hall of Fame than they won't. But for me, and I'm not here to argue whether Derek Jeter having only one person say no that he shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. Like, I'm not here to argue like that type of scenario. Cause like, if you were to ask me, there's one dude who apparently what he will do, and you've already heard this, I'm certain, is that he will say, the first year you shouldn't be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Like, your first time you're on the ballot, you shouldn't be inducted to the Hall of Fame whatsoever.
That's stupid.
Which doesn't make any fucking sense to me, because Mariano Rivera was unanimous when he was eligible. Mm-hmm. So like, what the fuck changed? Anyway, maybe he was there for like a year and whatever. So, Derek Jeter like had a very cool speech, discussed all of his accolades, and I think there's a lot of it that like it kind of encapsulated how the old Yankees kind of were, where he said, we set out to beat everybody, and we did. And I was like, that is very cool. But he was also one of those dudes that like he played the game the right way, played the game the way it's supposed to be played. And like that's all you can really ask for. Larry Walker is a dude who whipped ass when he played
on the Rockies.
For the Expos, the Rockies, and the Cardinals.
Yeah.
I think he won an MVP with the Rockies, right?
I think he did.
Yeah, 97. But I think that the Hall of Fame is just very, and we had discussed, like, is Joey Votto a Hall of Famer?
Yes.
But like, for me, it's just incredibly goofy that, like, there's this statute of limitations for excellence in baseball.
Mm.
And there's so many, like, traditions in baseball. Excuse me. There's so many traditions in baseball that are just so... just need to get with the fucking times. Like, Thurman Munson and Roger Maris aren't Hall of Famers. Like...
Well, actually, you don't mind me slightly transitioning. I actually want to go ahead and I want to play a little bit of a game. I want to go through the 2021 ballot. And you have three options. Yes, no, or you get three. We'll consider them again later. Like, next ballot. All right.
Okay.
Bobby Abreu.
No.
Yes. I say yes.
Okay.
Barry Bonds.
I would probably say yes.
I would say no. Now, not for the reasons you may think. Yes, it's wrong. They did steroids, and we should not consider it for that reason. But also, if we consider Barry Bonds, we got to consider Alex Rodriguez later, and I'm not ready to do that. So,
no.
I take it back.
Yeah. We'll go through and we'll discuss after.
No, please, if you have something to say.
I think that Barry Bonds, I always think of the clip of him and Gagne. Gagne? Just like, that clip is fucking insane, and I always find that to be like, it's frustrating to me because of what he had done.
Mm-hmm.
But man, that was fucking insane. I think that it's hard, but like, because I mean, in one of, because I know what one of these ballots are. No, honestly, yeah, Barry Bonds would be a no for me then.
Okay,
actually, no.
Mark Burley. I think I'd say yes.
Say yes.
Yeah, I'd say yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
AJ Burnett.
No, I don't think so.
I agree with you.
You think so? Oh, okay. I thought you were saying
yes.
Sorry.
I agree with you. If somebody else,
he's a good pitcher.
If somebody else
had
a
World
really
Series.
strong argument for AJ Burnett, I'd be like, yeah, okay, sure. Like, I'm not going to argue for him. Roger Clemens. I'm going to use my I'll consider him later.
I would probably say next ballot. But it's realistically, it's a no.
For PEDs or for why?
Because of the entire, like, the allegations, regardless of whether or not he won it or lost it, that in general, the PEDs talk is tainted.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of why I have to lean off of Barry Bonds. Like, I would like history to be in, like, history, warts and all, even if you put him in there with an asterisk. But, like, the question is whether or not they would be in for me. So it would be a no. He even said, like, I don't expect to ever be in the Hall of Fame because of this trial and everything like that. I'm just, like, defending my livelihood or whatever.
Sure.
But, you know, that's just how it goes.
Michael Cuddler.
I'm trying to place him. Michael Cuddyer?
Cuddyer.
I think that's Michael Cuddyer.
Is that how it's pronounced?
I'm pretty sure.
Cuddyer?
Yeah.
Okay. Outfielder for the Mets.
I want to say yes.
I would say yes.
I think I would.
I think, yeah.
Was he first ballot?
This is his first year. Yeah. I would say yes.
I'm just being an asshole.
Oh! I thought you meant literally. Well, it is his first ballot year.
No. But I was like, hold on. It's his first year. I don't know if we can vote for him yet.
Dan Herron.
Nah, I don't think so. This is me going off of my brain. I can't remember specifically as far as.
I think Dan Herron looks like Cody Bellinger.
All right. Holy shit!
Looks a lot like Cody Bellinger.
Yeah.
Like, look at it. He literally is like so similar.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely high.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, he's in the 2000 strikeouts club. He's got a 153 to 131 win-loss average, 3-time All-Star. He played for every fucking team in the universe. Jesus Christ. Cardinals, Athletics, Diamondbacks, Angels, Nationals, Dodgers, Marlins, and Cubs.
Next ballot is what I would say.
You'd say next ballot? I'm going to go ahead and give it to him, actually.
Okay.
LaTroy Hawkins.
I'd say next ballot.
Yeah, I think I'd say next ballot. I personally... I mean, if he gets to go in as a Blue Jay, maybe. But I don't know if I know enough about LaTroy Hawkins' like achievements personally to give an opinion. Todd Helton.
I think I would. I would
give Todd Helton a vote.
Yeah.
Because also, I mean, maybe I'm not the kind of person that the Baseball Hall of Fame should be allowing to vote. But I kind of love when the Baseball Hall of Fame also isn't just like... I like when they have weird people in there.
Yeah.
Which,
well, like I don't like
being a 17-year Rocky is cool as shit.
Yeah, and not only that, like he was in a World Series at the very least.
Yeah.
Like he was an RBI's lead. Like his he had a 316 a 316 batting average. Over the 2,500 hit club. He had over 300 home runs and he had over 1,000 RBIs. So like, and also was a consistent Gold Glover and a Silver Slugger Award winner, like, and a batting champion.
Yeah.
Like, I would personally think that, and realistically, All-Star game doesn't mean shit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, there's there's so many people who were like an all-star, like they were like an 11-time all-star or whatever the fuck. Like one of the accolades that they give Derek Jeter is he was an all-star MVP, and like that's cool. I'm not saying that like that isn't the case, but like any fucking person can pop off in this game. Vlad Guerrero Jr. got an MVP, and it's like that is cool, and I'm not detracting from that, but like the All-Star game is just a fun game. You know what I mean? It's just supposed to be a goofy, fun game where they like it'd be like if I was like Pete Alonso, a 2-time home run derby champion. He's going in the Hall of Fame. It's like that doesn't do anything. It's just it's that week is the equivalent of like MLB Mario Party. Like
that's a good description.
We
should also do MLB Mario Party where...
So we're clear, I just off the dome was like, yeah, I mean,
I think, but we should also do MLB Mario Party where we play a game with special rules.
Okay, I'll be down with that. It's just the baseball game.
Yeah, Tim Hudson.
Tim Hudson.
No. I'm going to say no.
Let me look real quick.
Braves was in the 2014 World Series.
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think so, no.
Torrey Hunter.
I want to say yes.
I think I'd say no. Disregarding the weird, like his weird comments and shit over the years. Disregarding that, I think I'd still say no.
I actually don't remember what his controversy was.
He I don't even know if I could have enough room to speak on it, but he was like drawing a very strange distinction between him African Americans and like black Dominican guys, and he was like, we're different people, but
yeah, Torii Hunter's weird, but he's a 9-time Gold Glover. I would probably say no, because Todd Helton had like a 319. What did I say? A 319 batting average. He has close to the same stats. Well, no, I would say yes. I think I would say yes.
I think it's fine. You say yes.
No, because I'm thinking about what I'm going to say for one of the people that is on here, because I know which one is on here.
Andrew Jones.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way.
I don't think so.
Jeff Kent. Yes.
Yes.
Jeff Kent gets one.
Yes.
Andy Pettit. I think I could see Andy Pettit going in.
I could say next ballot, because the thing about Andy Pettit is that...
That's your final next ballot, Bobby.
Oh, is there just one more left?
Did you use 3? Or is that your second one? I think you used 3.
I believe it. Oh, I only had 3.
Yeah.
Oops, I didn't know that.
It's okay.
Either way, you probably said it and I just didn't hear it.
It's okay.
I'm trying to
I'd give it to Andy Pettit. Hey, I give it up for Andy Pettit. You know what I'm saying?
My thing about Andy Pettit is that he was never dazzling. That's why he's next ballot for me. Is he was never dazzling. He was never he wasn't. Without a doubt, he was not the ace of the Yankees.
No,
the ace of the Yankees would have been like Roger Clemens, would have been David Cohn, would have been Mike Mussina. He wasn't a Garrett Cole. He wasn't a CC Sabathia. He was an Iron Man. He was a workhorse. So that's why I would say probably the next ballot. Because again, he also proved that he didn't take steroids. Yeah. If I recall that correctly. So I mean,
I think
he is a snitch, though. I don't know. I don't know.
I think I'd give it to him. He's got 5 World Series rings, and I just looked this up. Apparently, he has the most all-time postseason wins.
Yep.
I would think that's got to be something. I'd be like,
a lot of those wins are not to say that they're. I'm not saying that that's wow, what a loser or anything. A lot of those wins are because of the Yankees offense and less about him as a pitcher.
Sure.
But that's an excuse to me. So I mean, yeah, that's fair.
Aramis Ramirez.
I would say no.
I don't even know who this is. I'll be honest with you. Yeah. I've honestly never seen this guy play.
If that batting average was higher, I would probably say yes. But
yeah, Manny Ramirez. Yes.
No.
Explain why.
Steroids.
Oh, I forgot he was in that bio whatever scandal too. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Then I would throw him on my next ballot.
Yeah, that's one where it's you thought I was petty. No, it's one of those things.
Andy Pettit.
Oh, okay. It's one of those things where you can't deny Manny Ramirez as far as a player, but when I saw that, just with David Ortiz, if I recall correctly, he was named or something along those lines, not in the same report, but a report, and it's one of those things where it's if I'm saying yes to one of them, I got to say yes to all of them, or if I'm saying so, at that point I would say no.
Scott Rowland. I think yes.
I think yes too.
And not just because I'm a Phillies fan, but I mean, the dude had a fucking career. Like,
yeah, no. I absolutely agree with that.
He's over 2,000 hits. He's over 1,200 RBI. He's got 316 home runs. I mean, he didn't hit 500 home runs, but also it's like not really like a kind of player he was, I guess.
The thing is, if we're going by because the thing is, here's having a 281 average, 200 hits, 316. Don't go. And like 1,287 RBIs. Normally, I would say no. However, you look at his accolades. I don't really give a shit about All-Star games. He was a World Series winning. He was a World Series winning champion. Exactly. NL Rookie of the Year. 8 Gold Gloves. He won a Silver Slugger as well. So I think that you often saw him more as a defensive player than you did as an offensive player. But he was still a consistent player. He was never like if his batting average was like 250 as a third baseman, I'd be like no. But yeah, that's my ruling at that point.
Kurt Schilling.
No.
I say no, only because Kurt Schilling wants me to say no.
Yep, right. Now, it literally has nothing to do, and this is so like baseball, being in the Baseball Hall of Fame, in regards to their weird ballot system as far as being on or off of it, sure, that's fine, whatever. Like I said, I don't care for that. It is, however, a privilege to be put into the Baseball Hall of Fame. And not to make it, well, it is political, I don't give a fuck. He's just a piece of shit. And so supporting the January insurrection, no. No.
I will allow him in. Whoop, sorry. I will allow him in for two things. One, if he is legally
inducts himself as a Philly.
If he legally is required to bring a copy of Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning to his induction. And two, if in true heel fashion, he takes his plaque and throws it in the trash can and like I'm going to WCW now. He throws it in the trash can and is like, fuck the Hall of Fame. That'd be kind of cool. I'd be okay with that.
Yeah. That'd be funny.
Gary Sheffield.
Correct me if I'm wrong. He didn't have any steroid allegations, did he?
I don't remember. I don't think
I would say yes for Gary. I think
I would say yes.
That fucking batting stance alone, dude.
That's true. Iconic.
The amount of kids. That
just no. He was in the Balco scandal. I didn't even know about this.
Well, there you go. That's a no from me.
You got in a fight with a Red Sox fan. You sure you don't want to allow him?
Well, I mean...
Sammy Sosa. No. Fuck Sammy Sosa.
Wait, is Sammy a steroid user?
This is a bit.
Oh. I was going to say.
Sammy Sosa.
Yeah, I know who Sammy Sosa is.
Are you doing a bit?
Was he a steroid user?
He's the most famous steroid user. Besides Barry Bonds, maybe.
I thought that was Mark McGwire.
Also, yes. Sammy Sosa,
okay, yeah, that's what
was on.
Yeah. So then, I was going to say no. For a second, I was like, are you telling me that he didn't use it?
No, he did.
You threw me for
Sorry,
a loop.
Well, the question is Sammy Sosa a steroid user? I was like, yes. How did you not know that? I thought you were saying that you were surprised by that. I was like, yeah.
No. I figured because that was the whole point of the race.
Yeah. Nick Swisher.
Nowadays.
Nick Swisher.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
I refuse to justify this. We're putting him in, baby, because if we can put him in, there's a chance Mike Lieberthal gets in. Shane Victorino. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hell yeah.
I think that he was very good. He was a very good player.
He's really good, and I think that he, was, maybe not, maybe this is me as a baseball fan, but he's one of those guys who, like, when you talk about his era of baseball, which is, like, pretty recent still, this is his first time on the ballot. He is a guy I think is pretty iconic for his class of dudes. Like, regardless of whether or not he's technically the best player, I'd be like, yeah, but fucking Shane Victorino, dude. You don't think so?
So I was going off of namesake. Shane Victorino is in the same class for me as Nick Swisher is.
I mean, I think that's fair. Like, on a statistical level, yes, I don't disagree with you.
Yeah.
But I just think...
Not saying anything
I think that
negative
Shane Victorino
Shane.
had a lot of... first of all, love that he's a switch hitter.
Character?
But I think he just was he kind of was like a name that people knew, and he was like a cool part of baseball there for a while. But anyway.
It's kind of like...
He was on the Phillies. Okay, he was on the Phillies.
He's on the Phillies. They won a World Series. It was great. It's kind of one of those things where, like, if I looked at Brett Gardner, I would probably say the same thing.
Sure.
Like, Brett Gardner's an Iron Man. He only worked for the Yankees, obviously, but, like, he was, like, his accolades include a Gold Glove, stolen base leader, and triples leader. And then also, hold on. Fielding Bible Award.
What?
Fielding Bible Award recognizes the best defensive player for each position based on statistical analysis. Okay. So it's like sabermetrics. Okay.
Omar Vizcael. Yes. Here's my case.
Omar Vizcael, you mean?
I think it's pronounced Vizcael.
Nope, Vizcael.
Vizcael?
If you look at the pronunciation, it says Vizcael.
Huh. Okay. They say it with two different syllables in Ken Griffey Jr.'s Slugfest.
To be fair, in the show, they call Kyle Higashioka.
That's true.
So,
first of all, 90s Mariner. Anyway,
I mean, he just goes right in.
Yeah, he goes right in
at that point.
Wait,
hold on. A-Rod is 90s Mariner. No.
No.
No, I mean, I think that his statistics speak for themselves.
I mean, he's over 2,000 hits, over 2,500 hits. He's at 2,000.
Yeah.
No, not a ton of RBIs and home runs.
He's not a power shortstop though. That's the thing.
Was defensively amazing. 11 gold gloves.
Yeah, he got 11 gold gloves.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And not only that, like his numbers are not like so if we're going to we can judge him similarly to how we would judge like Derek Jeter.
Mm-hmm.
Like Derek Jeter's batting average is 310. He had, as far as hits, he had 3,465, but that is like on one team where he consistently had the same start, he had the same setup and everything like that. This dude was a Mariner, an Indian, a Giant, a Ranger, a White Sox, and a Blue Jay.
Years.
Yeah, and not only that, like he still managed to squeak out a 2.72 ERA, nearly got to 3,000 hits, and then he also had the only thing that I look at and I say was the 900. Like he didn't even hit 1,000 RBIs, so that's kind of. But at the same time, it also depends upon where he fit in the lineup. Did he lead off? Did he? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, you can kind of forgive that because like Derek Jeter has 1,311 RBIs. So I mean. He has 951. That's not bad at all. I don't think.
Billy Wagner. I think Billy Wagner has a cool case for him. He 47-40 win-loss record. ERA of 230 or 231. 1,196 strikeouts as a relief pitcher.
Yeah.
422 saves.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Cool.
He's only one of 6 to be able to accumulate at least 400 career saves. I don't know how you don't. I don't know how you don't put him in.
Over 1,000 strikeouts as a career reliever. That's fucking awesome. That is like fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Also, he has I don't know if you were. My family was kind of weirdly into the Astros during that time. I think my dad,
like 2005.
No. This was like the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
My dad, I think, knew one of the Astros players or something. So I don't know, but like, so we have a lot of weird like late 90s Astros stuff. But anyway, Billy Wagner had a like really sick, just like a really crazy run there in the the beginning of his career when he was.
Astros. Well, he was also a Met.
Yeah. He was. He had a like 4 or 5 years with the Mets. Yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Yeah, he was a very good player. Honestly, like, well, so that's the thing. How I'm a Yankees fan, duh. But like how I normally go by it is I'm like, all right, let's compare him to Mariano Rivera.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And Mariano Rivera had, I want to say, less strikeouts than Billy Wagner. And keep in mind, Mariano Rivera, I believe they attempted, I want to say when he first started, they attempted to have him as a starter as opposed to
as a really
relief pitcher.
All right, last guy.
But yeah.
Last guy, Barry Zito. I want Barry Zito in there for like reasons that are truthfully not fair. First of all, like his ERA is not great. He has a 4 ERA. Like, not solid.
Not at all.
Not terrible, but not Hall of Fame level for sure. 165 wins, 143 losses. He has less than 2,000 strikeouts. But you know what he did do? He played for the Moneyball Oakland A's. I kind of want him in there.
As soon as you said that, I knew where you were going with that. I thought you were going to talk about how he pitched incredibly well in 2012 for the Giants.
Oh, yeah, he did. He had the 2012 World Series. He did super well. And he was like consistently good. I think he maybe stuck around longer than he needed to. But that said, I mean, I don't know. I think that he's a player who, in my mind, I'm like, he's kind of associated with this entire era of change in baseball that I'm like, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I kind of want him in there for that reason. I'm not saying that's a good argument, but
yeah, I would probably say no, considering the statistics, but not like, I mean, I'm in my mind, I think like fucking Roger Maris and Thurman Munson are not
sure
in the Hall of Fame.
Neither is Tommy John.
Yeah, we've discussed.
I'm gonna be mad about it until I die.
Yeah.
All right. We gotta get the show on the road here. We're an hour and 23 minutes. All right.
The show has already been on the road.
Welcome back to our favorite segment. This is how I win.
This is my fucking way. This is how I win.
This is how I win. This is a game where we each get a randomly generated team, and we have to talk about how they're going to win the World Series this year, or if it's mathematically impossible, how they will win the World Series next year. Bobby, finger pointed at the screen.
Yes.
Your team for next year, the Cubs. Tell me whenever you are ready. I've got the timer.
All right. Okay.
Go
for it. So CM Punk is back in wrestling, and that means one thing. Chicago is back on the upswing again. Chicago, what we're going to end up doing here is that Chicago, Cubbies, CM Punk is your number one fan. Have your entire ideals roundabout, just make them about CM Punk. Get everything that you would ever want. Realistically, they're probably going to try and re-sign Anthony Rizzo, but who knows? But yeah, I mean, try and get some trades from some farm teams that just suck ass and then just put them out there. It can't be worse than your team right now, right? I mean, more or less, just go through your farm, try and do what you can. And then, yeah, CM Punk's back in wrestling. Why can't the Cubs be back in the postseason?
All right. Look, here's my take. Does CM Punk just stand for Chicago Magic?
A lot of people, there isn't actually a meaning, but a lot of people think that Chicago made Punk.
You know what's funny
there's also
oh, good.
So there's a million different ones, but when there was teases going on, like for CM Punk, it would say Chicago made on some shirts, and then there was one specifically that said Chick Magnet.
Nice.
And it was Kenny Omega, Chick the Magnet, AEW champion, would continue to wear like shirts that had like CM on them for like weeks on end.
Yeah, I'm actually I'm a BM Punk, you know, like a bowel movement punk.
Sounds right.
I think that the idea of wrap your ideals around CM Punk just means that they're gonna go screaming.
Like
they're
beer.
Gonna go. No, they're gonna walk out and they're gonna yell at Manfred for 5 minutes, and then they're gonna be like, "We're gonna go play in a different league, motherfuckers!" And then they're gonna go join the KBO or some shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Dominican Republic League.
Yeah, we're out of here. We're not even in your bullshit. Who the fuck needs the MLB?
Yep.
Okay, my team is the Brewers.
Should I go or you go?
I go. All right, I start now. Man, the Brewers just like, I mean, Christian Yelich. I mean, like, your guys are going to win your division. It's like a fucking runaway, right? Like, you guys don't have anything to be scared of, and really, you just need to not collapse. Like, I feel like the other teams coming in on the National League side are hot, cold teams. Besides maybe the Dodgers, or I guess the Giants not. But like the NL East, you got nothing to be scared of. Probably one of the wild card spots you have nothing to be scared of. If you can stay consistent, you can take 3 of 5. I believe in you. Okay.
All right. There you go.
Right? Is that fair?
Yeah. I think that, well, I mean, the Brewers also didn't, like, they match up pretty well against the Dodgers and the Giants.
Well, yeah, I just meant that, like, I feel like if you are like, hey, one game wild card, Brewers versus Padres, I'm like, that could end in Brewers winning 6-4, or it could end in Padres winning 11-2. Like, just.
I'm just confused. Why would they?
I'm not saying. I'm just saying. Like if you put the team in the wild card, not that the Brewers.
Oh,
yeah. If it was a game, if it was a 1 game decision, the Padres are so hot and cold. The Phillies are so hot and cold. The other teams that are coming in for certain positions in the NL East, or sorry, in the National League, are so hot and cold that like. If it was a 1 game decision, the Brewers could get shelled and then be out, or they could win. But the Brewers across a 5 game series, I think, stand a better chance than like, you know, a team like Philly who might come in and be like, haha, we put up 11 runs on you. And then for the next 3 days be like, oh, we actually got no hits. We got 3 no hits in a row.
Yeah.
Crazy. But yeah, also Daniel Vogelbach, I think you should maybe, if you plan on winning the World Series and you're going to get like just like, you know, make sure that whatever ribbon thing you get is big enough to fit his neck. That was mean. I'm sorry.
I knew where you were going with that, and I was like, I can't stop him.
Side note, Willy Adames on there. He was on the Rays formerly.
Probably going to be the MVP in NL if Tatis or Bryce Harper are.
Yeah, he had a rough end of last year.
Oh yeah.
Totally turned it around, the Brewers. Can I say one of the best on the mic guys when they had him last year on the Rays. He did a couple where he was wearing the mic.
Mic'd up.
Yeah, mic'd up. Thank you. Couldn't think of the word. Yeah. Really fun guy to talk to. Seems cool.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyway, yeah. So that's the show. Bobby just grabbed his chest again, heartburn.
No, I've been doing, well, probably should do, but like I've been doing, we can talk about that.
Okay. All right. This is the show. Thank you everybody for listening. This is SpaceBall.